In this video, we're going to be talking about how to take Krieg through true Vault Hunter mode as we make our way to level 80 OP10. If you watched part 1 for normal mode, you'll notice that as we go through true Vault Hunter mode, you'll see that a lot of the farms and progression that will be shown here will mimic what was shown in that video. Be sure to check it out if a certain farm or something mentioned here doesn't make sense, because it's likely covered in more detail there. Now with the addition of the Fight for Sanctuary DLC, you can create a new level 30 character, and it looks like any new level 30 Krieg you create will have the same gear as any other new level 30 Krieg, so let's go over it quickly. You'll start off with a Heartbreaker, which is a unique Hyperion shotgun that always spawns in fire. It is also a Moxie weapon which will provide healing. It's a solid weapon and works well with Salt the Wound, which buffs shotgun damage as you take more damage. Next we have a Torg Assault Rifle. This one will get boosted by Strip the Flesh, but it will consume a lot of ammo. Next, a Fire Malawan Launcher. This won't be that great in Heroes Pass or in the Warrior fight, but it will help in the start of TVHM where there are a lot of fleshy enemies. Then you have a Slag Bandit SMG, which will be nice to have for the slag chance. In the inventory, there is a Corrosive Vladof Sniper Rifle, which will be great against the loaders in Heroes Pass. For items, you'll get a Roid Shield, which will boost your melee damage a little bit and provide corrosive immunity. Next, a Blister class mod, which will increase your grenade count. It gives you points in Blood Overdrive, which the level 30 build from the normal mode video didn't include, but the extra grenades are nice. Next, a Lobbed Shock Singularity, which can be useful as a form of crowd control. Lastly, a Fire Relic, which will boost the damage of the Heartbreaker and the launcher. In the inventory is a Contraband Skyrocket, which you will want to keep during TVHM because it scales with your level unlike every other item in the game, and it can clear out areas pretty quickly and do quite a bit of damage against bosses. Upon completion of normal mode, our skill tree looks like this, more or less, and we are about to get the Mania Tree Capstone at level 31. Before we head into true Vault Hunter mode, we want to prepare a bit. Kill Warrior until you are level 32. This is just to get a jump start in levels before leaving normal mode. If you created a level 30 character, I recommend doing the Uncle Teddy quest in the Arid Badlands to get a non-fire Lady Fist for Warrior. It will make your critical hit damage much more powerful. Make sure to grab all the Iridium that drops for buying SDUs. Look for a new shield, ideally adaptive if you can find one, and a shotgun if you don't already have one. A slagging weapon will also come in handy. At level 31, you're going to want to take Release the Beast, which is the capstone of the Mania Tree. When you're below 33% of your maximum health, you can activate Buzzx Rampage to gain all of your health back and begin the transformation into a badass psycho. You will have a brief moment of immunity before gaining melee damage and damage reduction. When Release the Beast ends, you will get Buzzx Rampage back immediately. This skill is a game changer for melee Krieg, increasing the effectiveness of your action skill in every possible way. The one thing you'll have to get used to is the timing of Release the Beast. Whenever you see the warning icon next to your health bar, you can activate it. If it's not there, you will just activate the regular Buzzx Rampage. One thing to keep in mind with this skill is the use of alternative healing methods, like Moxie weapons or transfusion grenades, or even health vials. If you're below 33% of your max health and you're using a Moxie weapon or you run over a health vial to heal above 33%, you can't activate Release the Beast, so just be aware of this. This skill essentially removes the need for any healing weapons or items on melee Krieg because you get all of your health back upon its activation. When you hit level 32, head back to Sanctuary to respec. With Release the Beast, there are a couple of skills that we're not going to need anymore. First, Fuel the Rampage is made obsolete because you get Buzzx Rampage back immediately after Release the Beast ends, so there's no point in wasting points for extra cooldown reduction. We can also ignore Thrill of the Kill. The health return to you can interfere with your Release the Beast activation if it takes you over 33%. Plus, you can just Release the Beast to heal instead of having to rely on getting overkill damage. This is the spec we'll be running with starting from level 32. Again, if you don't like Light the Fuse, just take 5 points and Strip the Flesh. You'll notice there's a point in the Bloodlust tree. We're going to head all the way down this tree next, and we'll start with Blood-Filled Guns. This skill will introduce the Bloodlust mechanic. Whenever you deal damage to an enemy, you will gain a stack of Bloodlust. The maximum amount of stacks you can have is 100, but they will decay over time if you aren't dealing damage. Almost all of the skills in this tree will be stronger the more Bloodlust stacks you have, which we'll see as we go through it. Blood-Filled Guns will increase your magazine size for every stack by a certain percentage. Every point you spec into the skill will give you half of a percent increase per stack. At 5 out of 5 points, you will get an additional 2.5% per stack for a total of 250% at 100 stacks. Take this skill from levels 32 to 36. At level 32, head into TVHM. We'll run the story until we reach Sanctuary. Then we will farm a usable Unkempt Herald. By this, I mean if you have one drop that is above your level, get another one that you can use, and then you can switch to the other one later if you like. If you don't find a second one, you'll be farming savagely until you get enough XP to level up and be able to use the one you got. This gun will get a nice boost from Strip the Flesh and will be great to use until you can activate Release the Beast. Honestly, you can get by without this because of how strong Release the Beast is, but at the very least the Herald will be a good second winding weapon if you don't have Light the Fuse, and is just another option to have in your back pocket. Once you get an Unkempt Herald, do the Firehawk quest and find Lilith. When she is back in Sanctuary, complete In Memoriam to be able to farm a fastball. Farm until you either get a shock or explosive fastball. This will be a key item for some of the farms up ahead. Once you have a fastball, proceed with a Damn Fine Rescue to the point where Bad Maw spawns. As we did in normal mode, farm Bad Maw, this time until 36. You can slag him up and use a Herald or a fastball here, and then pop Release the Beast if your health gets low enough. Continue with the story until you get to Wilhelm during a train to catch. Kill him and grab the powered core, then save and quit to farm him. You can slag him and chuck fastballs at him, then finish him off with a Herald. Release the Beast also works well here if your health drops low enough, but be careful not to go down if you have Light the Fuse because it's not very effective here. Farm him until level 37. At level 37 until level 41, we're going to spec into Taste of Blood. This skill will provide damage reduction in BuzzX Rampage based on the amount of Bloodlust stacks you have, with more stacks granting more damage reduction. For every point spec'd in the skill, you will gain an additional 0.1% per stack. In addition to this, you will also gain stacks for any kills while in BuzzX Rampage, and just to be clear, this does include Release the Beast along with Krieg's other skills that boost BuzzX Rampage. At 100 Bloodlust stacks, this combined with Release the Beast will negate half of the damage that comes your way. Combine this with a ton of health and Release the Beast's instant heal, and you'll be very tough to take down. Before you plug in the new Power Core and Sanctuary, pick up the Mighty Morphin quest and the Injector from Hammerlock for some mutated Varkid farming. Once Sanctuary is gone, go to the Caustic Caverns and farm mutated Varkids as we did in normal mode. They will be tougher than in normal mode, so try to slag them if you can, then spam skyrockets. If you run low on money here for more grenades, be sure to pick up the items the Varkids drop and sell them. You should be able to avoid any cache problems with this method. Just be careful not to pick up any of the 4 mutated samples after the original one, because we will come back here later. Farm them until level 41. Now this farm is harder in TVHM because the Varkids have more health, so I have a few tips that may help. First, don't feel like you need to get every single pod because it's a good way to get downed. Sometimes the pods just don't sync up, and you'll go back in for an extra one while some are coming out of the pods, and then you're caught in the middle of a bunch of Varkids. If you only get 1 or 2, don't sweat it because you'll have many more attempts at this. Second, pay attention to where the first pod is and make sure to keep your distance from that one. If this means missing out on some other pods, so be it. At level 37 you'll face a heavier damage reduction penalty and it can be tough to take on a group of mutated Varkids. But when you level up and get more points in Taste of Blood, you'll get tankier and you will get more melee damage from leveling. You'll be able to use Release the Beast to take down Varkids that get too close, but until that point, try to keep your distance and spam skyrockets, and slag them if you can. Once you are at 41, you can get back to Sanctuary. When you're back, go to the Sanctuary bounty board to pick up the Clan War quest. As we did in normal mode, we're going to run this quest line to the end. Just make sure you have the Lynchwood fast travel station unlocked before you pick up the showdown mission. If you created a level 30 character, you will have to travel there through the train in the dust. If you were there in normal mode, it should be unlocked, but double check it. I'm going to recommend first farming Tector for a Slaga if you don't have one, and then Mick for a Maggie. If you get both drops, you can farm whoever you want. Mick is closer to the spawn but is harder to hit than Tector, so Tector may be the better option. You can slag them up and then take them out with fastballs. Don't wipe out an entire family, otherwise you will not be able to farm both of them, and it will be harder to look for grenades around the station. Take this farm to level 44. At level 42, you're going to want to spec into Buzzaxe Bombardier. This skill will attach dynamite to your Buzzaxe. This is going to change the way that the thrown buzz axe works, making it even stronger against the majority of enemies you'll face. It will now be affected by any bonuses to grenade damage or explosive damage, so with Strip the Flesh, your buzz axe will now get the effects of that bonus. At level 43 until level 47, Spec into Fuel the Blood. This is a kill skill that is activated only when you get a kill with a melee attack. It will give your grenade damage a boost by 0.2% per point spec tier for every Bloodlust stack you have. So at 100 stacks with 5 points spec'd into this skill, you will see a 100% grenade damage boost. This combined with Buzz Axe Bombardier is a very powerful combination that you will want to take advantage of. Whenever you get a melee kill while in your action skill, start throwing axes to deal massive damage. Not only will it do more damage than a normal melee attack, but it will also prevent you from proccing Silence the Voices. So the general rule of thumb is to get a melee kill, then start spamming your axes until Fuel the Blood is inactive, then repeat. In addition to this, you will also get more Bloodlust stacks for getting the melee kill to proc the skill, immediately giving you more grenade damage. This skill can also work well with Light the Fuse if you are using it, but the timing can be tricky because you have to get a melee kill right before you go into Light the Fuse to maximize its use, unless you are using a Reaper or a Blister class mod, which will extend your kill skill duration. After hitting 44, you should be good to take the story all the way to the end of Where Angels Fear to Tread. The two things that will probably give you the most trouble are the badass constructor before Bunker, and Bunker itself. For the constructor, try to find a Vladov sniper rifle. You can use any sniper rifle, even fire, on the eye of the constructor because it is not resistant to any elemental damage type. For Bunker, unless you have a good weapon, the best way to take it down is to try to slag Bunker and then kill a loader with a melee attack while in Release the Beast, then start throwing axes at Bunker. Once you are back in Sanctuary, head back to the Caustic Caverns for a final mutated Varkid farm to level 47. After this, you can go to Sawtooth Cauldron and complete Toil and Trouble. Once you complete Toil and Trouble and are in the Arid Boneyard, turn around and travel back to the Iridium Blight. King Mong has a chance to spawn in front of the entrance, and you can farm him for XP and a chance at a Bada-Boom. With this farm, you want to melee the turret from underneath while in either Buzz Axe Rampage or Release the Beast. Once the turret is dead, throw Buzz Axes at King Mong while Fuel the Blood is active. Farm King Mong to level 48. At level 48 until level 52, spec into Bloodbath. This is another kill skill that procs when you kill an enemy with grenade or explosive damage. For every point in the skill, you will get an additional 0.5% per Bloodlust stack of gun damage and a 15% chance for a grenade to drop from the enemy you kill. The maximum gun damage you can get without a class mod is 250%. This skill will be procced every time you kill an enemy with a thrown Buzz Axe with Buzz Axe Bombardier. Guns with splash damage can proc this skill, but it depends on the type of splash damage they deal. Splash damage can get pretty complicated because there are a few different types, some of which will proc Bloodbath and others that won't. In general, grenades, TDR reloads, and rocket launchers will all be able to proc Bloodbath, whereas guns will be on a case-by-case basis. We'll cover this more in UVHM. Once you hit level 48, you can complete data mining. Additionally, if you want, you can grab a Lady Fist from the Uncle Teddy quest that will help with the constructors in the Arid Badlands and Heroes Pass later. After you complete data mining, farm King Mong again, this time to level 49. Once you are at 49, you can finish the main story. For the warrior fight, if you don't have any good weapons, I recommend trying to proc Fuel the Blood off the Crystalisks in the arena, then throwing your Buzz Axes at the warrior. And once you kill the warrior, you will be done with TVHM. This is the level 50 build that we will head into UVHM with. There's a few items that we can get before jumping into it, but that is going to do it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next one.